What be up, Domino fans? My name is Stick Trick Domino Dude.
And I'm not Stick Trick Domino Dude. No, I'm Jack of All Space 98, and welcome to DomiNews number 13. I'm losing track of episodes. 13. It's 13. Alright, today with us we have two very special guests as always. Number 11, TheRGMGuy01. No,
That's me.
Yeah, that's TheInvention11 and TheRGMGuy01.
I'm the original
one.
I
keep messing up you guys' names because there's too many ones and these.
There's three.
Alright, so these two fabulous humans are the winners of the CCC 2.0 along with Alex Flash Domino, but since that wasn't technically his main entry, he's not in this episode of DomiNews. So we've got these two here. So we're going to be talking about that.
So, the first thing we want to know from you guys is simply, how did you come up with your ideas for the winning entry?
Okay, so, first of all, that was not our original idea for our video. From what I can I think me and Chase were actually planning to collaborate a long time ago and just never got around to it, and then as soon as CCC was announced, we decided to. And, back when we were deciding to collaborate, we actually had, similar ideas to spicing it up and stuff that actually weren't out at the time. But I feel like our first main theme for our video that we actually established and started working on was actually an aquatic theme. So my machine originally had, and that's actually where the pool noodle trick originated from, was an aquatic theme. So basically I had tricks themed around water and stuff, and Chase was actually going to make all of his tricks themed around water from what I can remember. But then he couldn't actually make that many tricks themed around water in that amount of time. So that's when we had to change it, basically.
There was also the fact that we weren't really sure if we would be able to have a group of three, so we asked Alex to help out after getting permission from Michael. So that happened. But I mean, if you're asking how we came up with our ideas, I'm not sure how Joel came up with his ideas because he had to define tricks that were shaped like the letter C. So those were a bit tougher to brainstorm. I just kind of walked around my house and looked for things that started with the letter C, and then put them in this really big pile downstairs underneath the chair, and then I built with them. And it's not really. I'm not a complicated man. I mean.
Yeah, I would think that yours is probably the easiest to actually come up with the tricks for.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, the domino setup with the actual aquatic theme, and then the machine with the letter C. I mean, those two are going to be a lot more difficult than just, hey, that's a chair, cool, you know. So, yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying there.
Well, but I mean, I also need a really long screen link.
Well, I think you guys did very well on your entry, and congrats on winning.
Absolutely.
Alright, time for the question of the day, and this one comes from Flash Domino, and it is, do you guys think that KNEX can sometimes impose limits on the machine's creativity, and can there ever be too much KNEX in a machine?
Well, this sounds like a question for me! Yeah, so recently I've gotten a lot of comments about, using too much KNEX in my machines, especially the last two ScreenLink videos. And I don't really know exactly how to feel about them, because I think at this point, KNEX has kind of just become part of my style, and the more I build, the more it kind of becomes part of what I build. I don't know if that makes any sense. I use more and more the more I build, basically. So... yeah, I don't know. I think too much KNEX, probably yes. You can have too much KNEX, and I think I'm probably on the border of doing that. Unfortunately, I don't know whether there'd be any way for me to reverse it, because it's one of those things where it's just dependability now. I have to it's, Chase, what's the word? I keep forgetting it. You used the word when you responded. Dependence. I used dependability, yeah. Dependence. Yeah, we were talking about this a couple days ago, and dependence is the word that I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm building up a dependence on them. So yeah, a lot of people out there probably won't be too happy about it, but I don't know. Too much, though?
I feel when you have a material that you own, that you're good at using, that you know how to use it, that you can use it well, and you can make really cool tricks with, then I'd say use it. And I'd say there is no real material in a chain reaction machine that you really aren't allowed to use a lot of. Because I mean, you could make a chain reaction machine out of popsicle sticks and it could still end up being cool, right? Or at least it'd be difficult, but you could still do it. And I just feel like it's the same thing with KNEX. When you have a trick with a lot of KNEX, don't quite understand why people consider that to be a bad thing.
I kind of agree with what Joel is saying, that like if you have a material and you're really good at using it and you're able to make really cool tricks out of it, I don't think that there should be some kind of self-imposed or, you know, from other people imposed limit on how much you can use it. I feel like, I don't know, as long as my machines don't become a KNEX ball machine, I'm still going to be okay with it, at least for myself. Other people might not like the KNEX tricks, and I still haven't really gotten a 100% kind of explanation as to why, I guess. So until I get an explanation as to why, I feel like I won't really know how to change my style.
It's because I have too much KNEX.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, really?
So my opinion on this basically revolves around the fact that no, you cannot ever truly use too much of a certain material in a machine. However, you can create too much of the same type of trick. Now, I don't think just KNEX tricks applies to this because, in my experience, KNEX can be used for almost everything. KNEX can be used for so many different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And many different types of tricks can be built with KNEX.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true.
I honestly don't understand why people got mad at the KNEX tricks that Lyle built, mainly because, well, there are different types of tricks. There were many different forms of energy that was transferred with the video, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've never tried, well, I don't know. I've always tried to just never do the same thing twice. Regardless of whether we're talking about KNEX or any other kind of trick, I've never done the same thing twice. So, like, any kind of KNEX structure that I ever make is going to be different than the one before it. So, I feel like it really doesn't matter what you make it out of, as long as the tricks that you're inventing are still new, unique, and original, and creative, etc.
But people say that the way you use KNEX is what I've heard from people is that it's all just moving tracks. Like, they say the majority of what you build with KNEX are moving tracks.
Yeah.
And look, I actually like it because you get tracks to move in new and creative ways. It's not like it's always just like a track moving from point A to point B, like sliding down a ramp or something. You have like tracks that spin, tracks that flip, tracks that, you know, move back and then move forth again, or like that are literally part of an entire ball lift, or a ball lift on a ball lift on a ball lift. It's not just like one specific type of track trick.
Right, and
so that's why I don't have a problem
right,
with
and I think what a lot of people are missing is the fact that the tricks themselves are actually very different. Like, I know for myself, and I don't know how closely other people are watching, but I've developed these little tips and tricks and techniques over the years, and part of what I've featured in the Everything You Didn't Know About KNEX thing, like, that's what I'm talking about, where it's just these little tiny things that I've just learned how to do, and they become almost second nature to me, so that I'm able to use kind of a formula to how to create something. If I need a track that as a fixed rotation point, I don't need to figure out how to make that. I already know the easiest way to create that out of KNEX. What the actual challenge is coming up with a new system of motion, really, like how to create two tracks that interact with each other in an interesting way, how to make them flip or turn or twist or move or slide, whatever, in an interesting and new creative way. And if I can just, and if I'm able to make that motion happen in just a very efficient way without actually having to think about the simple things, then that's a win-win, really. Like, if I can think about just the big motion and not worry about, oh, well, how am I going to attach the track to the KNEX and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know if that really explains anything, but
The only logical conclusion to the people that comment, I don't like KNEX tricks as much as the other ones, are simply because they just don't like the look and the feel of KNEX itself, maybe.
I don't know.
And that's strictly opinion-based, I suppose.
Yeah, I really do feel like it just has to do with opinion on
But
KNEX.
see, some of these people have uploaded videos centered around KNEX themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like they're averse to KNEX.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that. Because I don't think that people are saying I don't like how many KNEX tricks you used simply because they're against KNEX just because, you know.
Maybe it's because they just think the machine looks like it's built strictly out of KNEX, and that just makes it look like not a machine or something.
But
I don't know.
look, but the thing is, the way Lyle builds his machines, the KNEX serves as a framework for holding tracks and stuff, and like I think rarely does it actually. I mean, okay, it's part of the tracks that move, but it's not always integral like to the actual trick. It's just a framework for supporting tracks and allowing them to move.
Right.
So, like, when they say that it's all connects, but it's not, though. The tracks are the important part. The connects is what allows the tracks to move. Okay, but...
Yeah, so...
I mean, right.
Basically what I would say, kind of going off of that, is not every trick I make is a connects contraption, right? There are tricks that are connects contraptions, absolutely. You know, I'll use an example from the last screen, like, you know, the one with the automatic, the ball lift that deposits it on the track, and the track is moving along with the lift.
We'll put a picture of that right here.
Ding ding! Yeah, there you go. That's the one I'm talking about. That is a connects contraption. It's made out of connects. The movement is allowed by connects. It's essentially made out of connects. But there's another trick in the same screen link that I think a lot of people also kind of had a problem with, and it's the one with the billiard balls and then the cars on the tracks that slide down. We'll show a picture of that right there. So that one, the framework of it, like Chase was saying, is also made out of connects. Each of the structures that allow the tracks to move are made out of connects. They're basically just rectangular boxes to hold everything up. However, it's not a connects contraption. It's really just using the tools that connects allows in order to create a different kind of trick, right?
Exactly. I mean, like I said before, connects is so useful and can be used for so many different materials.
Yeah, so going on what I said before, connects is so much a part of my style at this point that's just kind of the default way that I would go about making tricks like that. And it's just the easiest way for me to do something. So when you see a connects trick of mine and say, well, it's just everything's all connects, well, is it a connects contraption or is it just a trick that's made out of connects?
Uses connects?
Because I think
or just uses a connects lever or some kind of mechanism that it connects. And I feel like it's the same with me, because like 99% of my tricks require connects as well, and I feel like connects has kind of become a bit of a necessity for me too. And it's just, I don't know. I just feel like some people just don't have the same kind of definition of a chain reaction machine. Almost.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would...
Exactly.
Yeah. I would say that...
That's a different story.
I would say that... Well, that's a good place to go now, actually. I mean, I would say that my style at this point has diverged incredibly far from Rube Goldberg. Like, it is way beyond what a Rube Goldberg machine is. Like, the closest I can say that, resembles a Rube Goldberg machine, I'm going to stop doing that in air quotes, by the way, is Joseph Herscher. He's the one who resembles a Rube Goldberg style the most right now. And
he literally judges the Rube Goldberg machine.
Well, right, and he doesn't use like Hot Wheels track, no connects, no ping pong balls, nothing that we use in the sort of like in the community, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all foreign objects. It's all like household objects. It's all that kind of stuff. So basically, the style that has become popular among the community between me and Joel and Chase and every other machine builder really, it's very different than the Rube Goldberg style. So
potentially.
Yeah, I mean,
potentially
would it be accurate? Would it be accurate to say?
Sorry. I was going to say maybe potentially people are more fixed onto that style and kind of don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all just...
Yeah, obviously it's all opinion, but I'm just saying that could be the cause as to why they don't like the the tracks everywhere and then the extreme amount of connects or like structures and stuff like that, because they prefer just a simpler, regular RGM style.
Yeah, and there are two different types of entertainment values there too. Like for the Joseph Herscher style, it's more about how like an interesting set of motion that foreign objects can do. It's about how to use foreign objects in an interesting way and using different properties of those foreign objects in interacting with each other and all that. But kind of my style is more just creating interesting motion with tracks and balls and connects and stuff like that. I kind of strive more for just creating something interesting and aesthetically pleasing to watch using pretty basic materials that are just tracks, ping pong balls, connects. Rather than foreign objects.
Okay, so recently there's been a couple of builders I've been talking to that have this kind of opinion in which they kind of state that recent builders have it off so much better. Oh, I guess kind of, but have it off so much better than older builders. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that and kind of state my opinion on the subject. Anyway, so one of their arguments is that newer builders start off with more ideas initially.
Okay, I can sort of see that, but
yeah, I mean, also it's just like newer builders also kind of they start off in a community with higher expectations than other builders started off with. So they try to meet those expectations, and that's why they get. It's not like they're actually intrinsically like getting a benefit from starting off new. They are just meeting expectations. So the ones we find are the ones who have gotten to our level faster. So it's not really that they have an advantage. It's just they kind of work a little bit faster. At least that's what I've seen. I don't know. I'm not a newer builder. I wouldn't really know.
Like for starting off,
we should have a newer builder on to talk about this.
I'd also kind of like to point out that like for older builders, I feel like older builders have seen more ideas, whereas newer builders start off with like all the the best ideas or whatever. But I feel like older builders have that experience of like actually like seeing like having the time to actually think about how to incorporate those ideas, whereas recent builders just kind of like see them and kind of just start building.
Yeah, I think there's kind of there's a lot of a benefit to having kind of, I wouldn't want to use the word like history lesson, but sort of that kind of idea of seeing how the community has evolved over the years. And it's been 3 years since I've been in the community, but I mean, that is plural. So, I mean, seeing how the community has evolved over the years, it gives an advantage to kind of how far machines have really come, I think. So yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tough to say.
I mean, I definitely agree that older builders have it off a little bit better than the newer builders in the long run, because not only have they had more time to learn techniques and such, but some of them get to learn the techniques as they're being invented. And since they've been building for a little bit longer than newer builders, they've had more time to let every little idea sink into their brains, and so they just become better at the expertise of values and such. So let's say there were 2 students who had to read a book and memorize all these facts about science and such. One of the people had 1 week to read the book, and he read as fast as he could and tried to sink in as much information as he could. Right? The other person had 2 weeks to read the book. With all that time, he was able to memorize the, let's say, facts in a longer amount of time, yet since he had a lot more...
The thoughts were able to sink in a little better because he had more time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, there's an issue with this analogy, which is that, like, this is assuming all these facts, they're the same for both builders, right? But, like, if the analogy were real, it would be more like 2 students are... I mean, it's just like one student is inventing chemistry, and then once he's invented chemistry, the other guy comes along, reads all his facts, and invents quantum physics. And he's just like, I used all the information you already learned, and even though we may be both at the same time in this community, I'm building on what you've built already. And so that may be why some of the older builders are a little bit mad, because they're all like, I've worked hard, and it's like I gave them a head start because my creativity fueled their creativity. But then again, I mean, if you were that creative, you'd probably be ahead of them as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm not mad in the slightest. The fact that, being angry at newer builders for stealing my ideas, I've literally never...
I think they're more mad. They're not as mad about stealing ideas as they are about
and also like the
stealing,
instant alleged sub boost off the bat because they're new to the community and there's more people in the community nowadays. So.
Oh yeah. Well, if you want to pull a sub boost off, you just got to do what Lyle does.
Yeah. Hold on though, because I feel like this could be an analogy to any other kind of community. Because like at the beginning, when the whole gaming thing was kind of new, like the people who were the trailblazers of that
in the '60s.
No. I mean YouTube gaming, like on YouTube.
Okay,
and not
keep going.
Just video games in general. Chase, you know that. Like you know, the people who are trailblazers of that, they're the ones who got the most subs. They were the one who were most popular. But now, you know, every third channel on YouTube is a gaming channel, most of which have no subscribers at all. So I feel like the more a community grows, the harder it is to actually get recognized. So when you say that, you know, anyone who is a new builder is just going to get that automatic new sub boost, maybe. But I feel like the more a community will grow, the more you'll get community members who are subscribing and boosting the subscribers. But there are also going to be a lot more channels who can't grow at all because they're just drowned out. I'm not saying that's a good thing. Certainly it's not. But that's the nature of a growing community online. Yeah, I wouldn't say that you automatically get a new sub boost. I mean, you would if you're really good. But I mean, it takes a while to get there.
No, the sub boost they're talking about is the sub boost you get when you're like new to the community, you've been around for maybe 3 months, and you collaborate with one of the biggest biggest builders in the community. Yeah. Like this, I mean, I'm okay. Look, we haven't been saying names, but I'm just gonna say there's some people that aren't very happy that the Variety Guy got so many subs so quickly. But like, guys, his machines are good. Like, you cannot just You can't be mad that somebody's getting attention unless they don't deserve the attention. And honestly, no machine builder really deserves less attention.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, except for Joel.
There's literally no part of me that's saying, "Oh, the Variety Guy does not deserve any attention," because he's been around for like, I don't know, 2 days, and like he's stolen all these ideas.
2.5.
You know, it's like, come on, guys, come on, really? Like, are you gonna blame someone's, you know, incredible machines on the fact that they were just able to look at other people's machines and completely copy them? It's obviously not that. That's not the case. These ideas are very new, they're very creative, original. That's the big one. He's developed his own style at this point. That's incredible. That's incredible. Like, you can't just write him off and say it's because he's a new builder. There's clearly something else happening there, and the something else is creativity and it's intelligence. I don't know how to say it. That's what it is.
That's exactly my opinion.
But you just said it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I were a new builder, it's hard to imagine this, but if I were a new builder jumping into the community now, I don't feel like I'd be able to make machines even close to how I'm able to now. I'm not even saying, like, forget the experience, like, just the ability to look at someone else's machines and being able to replicate that and just turn it into something that's pretty decent. I don't know if I could do that. Honestly, if I just watched, you know, Chase's newest machine or Joel's newest screen link or anything like that, I don't think I would just be able to watch that and say, those are some great techniques there. I love how you use KNEX levers, and I love how you were able to support all your structures and use tape and this and that and hot glue, and wow, you're a really great builder. I'm going to use all those ideas and become an expert, you know, elite builder and join the ISM team in like 4 months. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. No.
It doesn't help that my latest machine wasn't filmed very well.
That's completely beside the point. All I'm saying is that
exactly.
Just because you're a new builder does not mean that you can intrinsically copy other people and become better faster. There's still some level of creativity and talent and intelligence there.
Yeah.
I don't like intelligence, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not just being able to copy other people better. So.
And you know, in terms of the sub count, as people were discussing earlier, part of that is based on luck, and
yes.
I mean, with the first 100 subs, that's just luck half the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also, if you have clickbaity titles, or you have
the amazing triple spiral,
or if you comment sub for sub on everybody's videos.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, most of it's just based on luck.
I do agree with
subs, especially.
Yeah. I mean, there are some channels out there, and I don't want to name names, but there are some out there that are growing incredibly quickly, and some that seem to be kind of stagnant, and I don't really see why they are any better than some who are stagnant. And it's not, it doesn't...
Because the titles aren't in all caps.
That's a big point,
it's because the titles
I'm going to put a domino spiral in my thumbnail, even though it has nothing to do with the video. Yeah, and you can't necessarily even blame it on clickbait titles or good thumbnails, really. It's about how much... you know, YouTube actually recommends your videos and stuff. Not to get too deep into the analytics or whatever, but that's kind of how it works. That's how people find your channel. That's how people find your videos and subscribe. And if that's not happening, then you're not going to grow anywhere.
You're not going to grow
anywhere. You're not going to grow, basically. You're not going to grow anywhere.
Well, I can't
That's
grow
what happened to
either.
Michael. And now.
See?
Thank you everyone for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe because DomiNews comes out every month. Be sure to subscribe to Jack of All Space 98 and Stick Trick Domino Dude. Our main channels are in the description. And also be sure to subscribe to TheRGMGuy01 and TheInvention11. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now we're going to move on to the most exciting part of the episode here, finishing words. So today's finishing words come from the Invention11, but they're also being said by Alex in the upcoming YTP collaboration. If you were stuck on the West Coast, would you quit kidnapping ladies?
No.
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 Of course, the answer's no. Alright, I'm Jack of All Space 98.
And I'm Stick Trick Domino Dude.
I'm the Invention11.
I'm the RGM Guy 01.
Bye, guys.